Would Castlevania weapons work as actual weapons?
I really like Carmilla's sword design. The guard kind of looks like a Russian Shaska saber, and a lot of the blade does too. The tip has a widening point, which is similar to the Yeoman on an Ottoman Kilij, and it's a two-handed weapon, which is similar to the Swiss saber. So it's a really cool combination of a bunch of those, and it works really well. And that fight scene she uses it in, really cool. Alucard's sword is interesting because even though it's really simplistic, it's not exactly a one-for-one of anything through history. It's kind of similar to a rapier, kind of similar to a longsword, kind of similar to an estoc, kind of similar to a spadone. But it's not quite any one of those. If you had a real one of those, it'd be a little thin, but still quite functional. The Morningstar Whip. It wouldn't be functional the way that he uses it in the show. But you could use it a lot like a meteor hammer, which would be pretty cool. Before I get into Striga's sword, I'm gonna get into her name a little bit. The Striga, or the Strigoi, is one of those root monsters that, combined with a few others, became what we know as vampires. So it's just kind of funny that her name is Vampire, and she's a vampire, essentially. And her sword's obviously too big for a human to use. And even though she is a super ripped vampire, I think that there is a point between a regular greatsword and this big ol' thing that would allow her much more speed while still being very, very effective. With the cross knife, there were historical blades like the Indian Vajramushti that had blades coming out, and out. Triple-bladed knives, and that gives someone a lot of options. But one big issue with adding a fourth one is you've got that ring on the back, so if you hold it like a regular knife, you can't really get the blade in line because that ring is getting in the way, so your edge alignment would be completely off. You could definitely throw it though.